In health news tonight, the diabetic routine continues. Yes, Bill still spends every single day checking his blood sugar at least 4 times and giving himself a total of 6 shots. This is necessary to just stay alive. So, yeah, nothing much has changed since our last update, which was probably, I don't know, at least a year ago. Anyway, it being the new year, we went ahead and sped it up a little bit, folks, but here he is doing his routine, entering his numbers, as you can see on the screens behind me. Every day we have to go through this, as you can see. Right there, he's, I don't know if he's entered in his numbers yet, but he has a spreadsheet already pulled up, folks. And he is preparing for the finger sticking. Yeah, you have to set up the needles. You have to do a lot of, there we go, the finger stick itself. And we're going to get that number right now, folks. The numbers have been pretty good. I have to give you that. What we got? 147. So 147, as you can see on the screen, that's not too bad. His averages, they've been a little bit lower than that. This being the holiday season, though, it tends to drive things up just a bit if you want to have any fun at all. And trust me, folks, living on a spreadsheet just isn't fun. Alright, well, here we got it. Entering in the numbers, part of the daily routine. As you can see on my screen over here. No, it's the screen behind me, I'm sorry. As you can see on the screen behind me, is part of the daily routine. We enter this at breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Now, what's interesting here is you're seeing flashing across those bottom numbers in the gray. Those are the average numbers. So those will really count. And over here, yeah, in the yellow that we just saw, that is the actual urination. We count it there. We count the drinks there. And that's what we track on a daily basis on the spreadsheet. In other news, following up on other things, we are all still experiencing extreme leg cramps at night. I mean, the pain is getting worse and worse. A lot of this is due to peripheral artery disease, folks. As you can see here, I qualify for just about all the symptoms and, in fact, have been to the doctor who has told me you do have peripheral artery disease. I'm supposed to be walking, but, you know, that's a big joke. Is every time I want to go for a walk, there's no one to walk with. Or it's winter time, and it's just plain old too cold. And unfortunately, the legs have gotten so bad, folks, that I can't even walk now without fear of being chased down by bees, which I'm highly allergic to, and I can't outrun them. And unfortunately, they chase me. And the other thing, if it's come up here yet, and I think we're still on the PAD, but we also have the spinal condition going on, and that is another symptom of the severe leg cramps. And the doctors have already told me pretty much what it is what it is. I've got 2 slip discs. And I'm not even sure if the other thing ever healed, because I just quit going back to that doctor because he keeps telling me the same thing. He's afraid to do surgery. So I'm going to be living with that for pretty much the rest of my life as well. All these things, in fact, are pretty much permanent. So basically, I'm screwed. I'm going to be like this forever, if not worse. It is what it is, folks, but you know. That's why I'm disabled. I keep track of all these records, you know, because one of these days I'm going to get to fight for Social Security, and when that day comes, I am going to have plenty of evidence. Alright, moving on. It is the end of the year, folks, and we're back to the diabetic scene. As you can see, at the end of the year, at the end of every month, we total the month up, we file it away. We also send a fax report every 2 weeks, goes to the doctor. I have people in my family, my blood family, who want to belittle my situation because they do not understand how serious it is. It's not simple diabetic type 2, it's diabetic type 2 with ketoacidosis. It's DKA. So, that makes a big difference, folks. Basically, it means my pancreas quit working. It's not functioning a little bit. It quit working. I am insulin dependent for life. So, because of that, I have to send in these reports every 2 weeks. Doctor reviews them, adjusts my insulin up and down accordingly. Here you can see my sugar amounts for the year, my weight amounts for the year, my blood pressure amounts for the year. Pretty much they've all gone up since February. February, as you may recall, I had a heart attack. This was due to undue stress placed on me, again, by other family members, not the ones here. This shot my sugar sky high, it shot my blood pressure sky high. It basically took away all the progress that had been made and put it back again, so it was like a big setback. So now I'm trying to climb back out of that again, but some of the stuff just stayed. What can I say? I try to keep a positive attitude, and I try to get through every day, and do what I can. Those same family members, though, I've just had to put it aside because they don't even wish me happy Christmas. I got a Merry Christmas from everybody except that family member who just plays this game of, well, I never get on that service. Well, okay, but I'm there. That must be why. What can I say? Anyway, as you're seeing here, we're filling out the report, or we possibly did. Yeah, looks like I'm renewing it for the next 2 weeks now. This, as I said, gets saved. It's a bi-weekly report, and it's gonna get faxed today. I have a faxing service on the iPad, which is, I needed the iPad so bad, because I track all this stuff on my iPad. Yeah, we're gonna send it off now put it in Dropbox. I go ahead and put a header on it, and then from Dropbox, I'm gonna go ahead and stick it into the actual fax program. It's a free fax program. It's nothing special. It lets you fax like once a day, which is all I need, once every 2 weeks, so it's more than enough for me. And, here we're seeing that I'm filing. I also keep track, like I said, of every single fax, every single month, every year. I track it all. I've got like 2 years worth of records now. So, when Social Security time does come, I got plenty of evidence, plenty of stuff, tracking and whatnot. I've got all my doctor visits, all my lab tests. I've got everything for the last 2 years. So, there we go. Now it's going into Dropbox. It's getting the label, and we're getting ready to fax it. There we go. There goes the fax, folks. And, yeah, that's where we're at with that. And now, on to some news about Avakin Life. In Avakin news, Christmas is over, folks. And we're kind of wondering, what's going to be next? We know we got Valentine's Day coming, but what are they going to do to fill in that gap between now and February? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's bound to be more, and I'm so sad to have to report this, but it's more greed. Avakin has turned a new leaf. I mean, they've gone from affordable and community-based to money, 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 money. And that seems to be all they really care about. You're bombarded with ads all the time. Even the places that you buy, like the new houses that come out, they're full of little grocery carts and things to sell stuff. You know, I mean, it used to be, it was just something fun. And now it's, we want to make money, give us more money, more money, more money, more money. You know, getting to be like one of those pay-to-play games where, you know, any kind of fun at all is going to cost you a fortune. And it's really sad. I mean, look at the Christmas event, for instance. Here's a prime example. They came out with a Santa Monica boardwalk thing, right? With the festival and the roller coasters, and it was great. It was fantastic. And, you know, we had to pay a fee to get in. That's cool. And people went in like crazy. It was always packed with people. Then they come out with this Christmas thing. And instead of making it, you know, pay to enter, which would have been fine, it's pay per ride now. So, you know, they're going to rack up the bucks, making people pay to ride the rides. And I noticed, you know, when I went there was nowhere near as many people there. And the people that were there were just there to do the quest. And then they left. So you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, Avakin, in my personal opinion, by making all this expensive stuff. You know? Anyway, we do have some new houses out. And Eddie's waiting in our studio right now to show us about those houses. So here's Eddie.
Avakin has had a couple of festive homes in the past, and this year is no exception with the Boston Holiday House. As you can see, I can go all the way across the street on this build, and, you know, that gives me some ways to back up and actually enjoy the view of this stately manor. Yes, inside you've got lots of space, folks, all kinds of room to put whatever decorations you'd like, even by the nice warm fire downstairs. Folks, there's a nice kitchen area that's off to the side of this living room area that you see here. And it's all very nice and modern and roomy. Now, upstairs we have a couple of bedrooms, nice bathroom. There's actually 2 bathrooms. And this master bedroom, which you're going to see here in just a second, there's actually 3 rooms upstairs. And to the side of that, through those double doors, folks, we have yet another sitting room with a fireplace. This next house is a refreshingly non-feminine makeover of a classic build. Men, take notice. It's the Malibu Mansion in cool blue. Yep, this is just like the pink version, but hey, it's the men's version. Yay! It's got the same beautiful, spacious area that the other mansion has. I mean, it is an exact duplicate, folks, as to the regular Malibu Mansion, other than non-pink. So you've got all that wonderful space. And folks, let me tell you, the space in this mansion compares to the 100,000 coin Iceberg House mansion. It has 11 rooms, the same as that one. It has a huge amount of space, an enormous amount of room to build in as far as placement of things. And, you know, it's really cool when you compare the price of just under 2,000 compared to 100,000. Yeah, folks. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with this Malibu Mansion. Last on the list is a tiny dwelling for our not-so-tiny avatars. It's kind of on my meh list, though. Let me show you why. The Munchkin Meadows. Well, it does have a beautiful landscape. There's no denying that. Albeit very, very small. Folks, if you're looking to build and have a lot of space to put stuff out, you're not going to find it here. So there's a lot of beauty, but a very, very small area to build in. Now this small area, I mean, it extends into the inside where it's extremely small again. I mean, it's just two tiny little rooms. And you're going to pay 999 coins for two little tiny rooms and a little tiny outdoor area, and you can get the bundle, folks, with really cool furniture. Now what kills it is this. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 advertisements. Come on, Avakin, don't make us pay for your ads. Get a grip. So there you have it. 2 out of 3 is not bad. Back to Smaug in the newsroom.
Thank you, Eddie, for that wonderful tour of the new houses that are available today, folks, in Avakin. And moving along, folks, I've noticed there's a whole lot of space themes out there. Space stuff out there, I should say. There's no space themes out there, which there really should be. I mean, we have astronaut stuff. We have this new Star Wars line of stuff. We've got older stuff, robes, Jedis, lightsabers. We have all kinds of cool space stuff, and we've got nowhere to wear it. There's no space-themed anything. I mean, what's up with that? Is it that hard? I'd like to see, an apartment that's like a rocket or a spaceship where you got the outside view of an orbiting planet, kind of like we got here. That would be great. Why can't we have that to go with the stuff? Because, frankly, Avakin, think about it. Astronauts standing on the beach doesn't really look too cool. I mean, it's, floating around in your cool animation in Egypt, in your astronaut suit. It doesn't work. So, come on. Can we get some themes? It's been a while. We have nothing. Zip. Not one single theme. So can we get one at least? Just something? Beat us a bone. Something to go for the sci-fi folks. There's a lot of us out there. Give us a bone. Think about it. And don't throw a ton of ads in there, folks. I mean, what's with this greed? Alright. Hey, here's a little excerpt from my friend Smaug. That's right, same name. Who's in Avakin now. Here he is.
Hiya, Smaug in the real world. Hey, how you like my Christmas tree? Yeah, they say it's gonna disappear on me, but, so far it hasn't. It's a couple of days after Christmas.
All right, and after the break, we're going to have an exclusive interview with Smaug, who has been teleported through the magic of modern technology. He's going to be sitting right here in our studio with us, and we're going to have a little interview. So that's coming up, folks. Stay tuned.
A president can be impeached more than once.
There is, I think, grave risk to the country with waiting until we have every last fact.
The courts are a way to try to enforce this, but much too slow a way.
If we wait for the courts, if we wait for an election to settle this, then we will have waited too long. This is about preventing a potentially disastrous outcome from occurring next year.
We cannot rely on an election to solve our problems.
I'm concerned that if we don't impeach this president, he will get reelected.
We cannot accept a second term for Donald Trump.
The failed Washington establishment is trying to stop me because I'm fighting for you and because we're winning. It's very simple. They're attacking me because I'm exposing a rigged system that enriched itself at your expense, and I'm restoring government of, by, and for the people.
We are back, folks, and we are here for an exclusive interview with Smaug. Welcome to the show, Smaug. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you, Smaug. It's great to be here with you today.
So we have a few questions to ask you, Smaug. The first one is, what did you think of Christmas this year?
Well, you know, Smaug, I was really disappointed with Christmas this year. I tell you. I mean, the biggest disappointment was, of course, no gifts. I mean, what goes with that? We had gifts for Easter. We had gifts for Valentine's Day. We had gifts for Halloween even. And then comes Christmas when everybody gives gifts and we had nothing. I just don't understand that one, Avakin. Somebody please explain why the biggest gift-giving season of the year had no gifts. Makes no sense. And, you know, basic stuff like trying to find a halo to be an angel was not available. They had a snowman, part of a bundle, but, you know, you couldn't buy the snowman by itself, so you had to buy the whole bundle or you couldn't get the snowman until the very end. Yes, at the very end they gave us a snowman, which will be great for next year, but did us no good at all this year. And then there's that tree thing. I mean, what is with the greed fest? I don't get it. I mean, everything seems to be geared towards money, 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 money anymore. You buy a tree, it costs you 500 coins, and then it goes poof. And plus you have to pay for ornaments on top of that, and they all go poof. So you're out 500, 600 coins, 700 coins. You know, to someone who's poor, that's a lot. Okay? Not everybody in Avakin is richy rich, can just dig into their pocket constantly. And I noticed that even during the Halloween event. They'd put out some candy, you know, and we'd all buy it, and as soon as we'd buy it, boom, out would come out something else that was super expensive. You know, and it's just like, calm down, Avakin. I mean, how much does it really cost to create pixels? You guys are making a fortune. Don't fool us. We know you're making a fortune to sell pixels. Non-products. Okay? There is no product. It's a picture. It's an animation. It costs you a little bit to create it, and after that it is pure profit, folks. Pure profit. There's no overhead. You don't pay for paint. There's no product to ship. It's pixels. So calm down on the prices a little bit, please. Give some of us poor people a break.
Okay, Smaug, here's another one for you. You know, you're Gothic. You're a vampire. What are your thoughts on the Gothic scene in Avakin Life?
Well, you know, I mean, we're everywhere. Everywhere I go, everywhere I look, I see people that are Gothic, demonic, grunge. You know, they're tattooed, they're wearing leather, they're just all kind of like me. Yet we're supposed to be the minority. We don't see our stuff but once a year because there just isn't enough support for Gothic. Well, really? I mean, why are there so many of us then? That just doesn't make any sense. So folks, I think we need more year-round support. I mean, Halloween is great, but what about the whole rest of the year? What is there for us the rest of the year? There should be equal amounts of clothing and whatnot for the Gothic set in Avakin. That's my personal opinion. It's extremely hard to find things. I mean, you look up dark, you look, search Gothic, you search vampire. You know, it's hard to find anything that actually works for our style in the shop. I mean, compared to all the other stuff, which is just in your face all the time. So, I'd like to see a lot more consistently that we get the recognition that we should get as a large group in Avakin.
I see. And how did you like the Halloween event?
Oh, the Halloween. Yeah, I mean, for us people like me, vampires all the time, gothic people, I mean, it was the most anticipated event of the year. So, you know, because there's very little for us, as I said before. But you know, that bundle, that was kind of a big slap in the face. I mean, really, 79,000 coins to get the basic stuff that we've all been craving that we couldn't get. That's almost the price of the iceberg house, you know, which is like the, second, third most expensive thing in there. You know, it's just ridiculous. If you break that down into U.S. currency, that is $60-some in U.S. currency to buy pixels. So, yeah, it was kind of a slap in the face to all us gothic people that, you know, we wait all year to get stuff for ourselves because we're kind of the minority, supposedly. And then we get slapped with that. I did like the Vampire Castle. I thought the new werewolf place was cool. There was some nice new stuff that came out that wasn't so expensive, so that was nice to see. I kind of wanted to see, although I'm sure it would have been part of that bundle I couldn't afford, that streaming coffin never surfaced. So, folks, and that's another thing with these expensive bundles. I mean, really, sometimes you own a lot of this stuff. So why would I want to pay 79,000 coins when I own 80% of what's in the bundle? So now I'm getting 20% of the bundle for 79,000 coins. That's just ridiculous. Everything in a bundle should be purchasable by itself. Even if you want to double the price, it should be purchasable by itself, individually. So if it's normally $2,000 and you want to make it $4,000, that's still cheaper for me to buy than it is for me to spend $79,000 on one or two items. So think about that one, Avakin. That's all I got to say really on that. It was great, you know, like I said, us gothic people, we need a little recognition.
Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure, Smaug. I heard you had an issue with another Avakin, a pretty serious one. Can you elaborate on that, Smaug? Did you get support from the Avakin official on your issues?
Oh, yeah, I was. And, you know, what a nightmare that was. Several months of this nightmare person harassing me, following me, you know, and it even interfered with my home life here in the real world. You know, it got to where it was going to my girlfriend that I supposedly had this relationship with this person who I didn't. They were just a friend, or at least it started to be that way, and this person took it way out of proportion because I guess they were mental or something, a stalker. And, you know, I reported it to Avakin. I had a list of people because she would create a new avatar who would then friend me, and then next thing I know, I'm getting this new avatar pitching her sales pitch why we should be together and all this stuff, and it just, Avakin completely ignored me. I sent them emails, I sent proof, I went through the channels, through the help section, I did everything I was supposed to do, and I was completely, totally ignored. Finally this person gave up, but you know, it took months of me not even wanting to go into Avakin because this stalker was going to be there and cause problems, and I'm still feeling the repercussions from that because the girlfriend's convinced something actually happened when it didn't.
Oh, that's horrifying. Wow. It's good to know, though, that folks, you know, if you're going to have any problems out there, don't look to Avakin. You're pretty much going to be on your own. Yeah. Okay, Smaug, what did you think now of this new shop layout that they have? Are you liking it?
Well, you know, it's organized pretty good. It does make stuff a little easier to find. I do have one major peeve, though, and that is with the sound system in there. They've got one category called sound, and that includes both streaming stuff and non-streaming stuff. And the problem is, it's not all labeled correctly. There's a couple of streaming things in there, as you can see right here. I've got a couple of the things that show they are streaming, and then there's a couple of things that stream, yet they're not labeled streaming. And then there's some really expensive things that, you know, the new person's going to come in and they're going to go, wow, look at that $5,000 DJ station. That's got to stream music. And they're going to buy it and they're going to be sadly disappointed. I think they should either separate the category, streaming and non-streaming, or very carefully go through all the products and make sure that the streaming ones are labeled as such. Other than that, you know, it is slightly easier now to find stuff, so I give them kudos for that.
I see. And what do you think about this, the new money-making machine they got in there? What do they call it? Fiber. What do you think of that compared to Tapjoy? Do you like Fiber better, or do you like Tapjoy better?
Well, you know, it's pretty much the same thing as Tapjoy. I don't really see a difference. It's got the same restrictions for iOS that Tapjoy has. You know, you can't download and play whatever game to whatever level to get points. So you either have to buy something or do a survey if you're on iOS. It is slower to pay. I've noticed, you know, with both you have to sit there and usually 90% of the time send in proof or something, you know, pursue it to get paid. With Fiber, it's kind of ridiculous, though. They don't accept your screenshots. They then want further proof and more, you know, and it just gets really, really cumbersome.
Okay. Well, Smaug, I'd just like to, you know, in closing, first I'd like to thank you for being with us today. And in closing, I'd like to just give you an opportunity to, you know, speak your mind. Tell Avakin what you, as an actual avatar in Avakin, would like to see.
Well, I tell you, I'd really like to see a better support system. And hey, Avakin, how about some privacy? You know, I mean, at least let us hide our online status. If we don't want to be seen, if we just want to go in and do stuff and not be bothered, we should be able to. I'd like to see uncensored chat in the properties. You know, I mean, if you're going to set your place to private, why can't you say what you want? It's your place and it's private. Isn't that the point of being private? I'd also like to see a few space themes. I mean, you've come out with some really cool designs. The space suits earlier. You've got the space animation. Now you've got all this Star Wars stuff coming out. I mean, I'd like to see some themes to go with that, you know, some apartments that were maybe set in space, some kind of a space social spot, something to go with all the stuff. Lower prices, Avakin, really. I mean, your trend has been going higher and higher and higher, and we're losing Tapjoy. We've now got this Fiber that Sertal works, and the jobs stink. I mean, you'll be in there all day long trying to get coins. Not everybody's rich, Avakin. We can't all just run to the bank and put money into Avakin. There should be something there that works for the poor people. So I'm suggesting better jobs that pay better, lower prices. You choose. One or the other. Make it work for everyone. These properties that you're coming out with, Avakin, with the ads. I mean, really? If I'm going to pay for something, why do I got to have a bunch of grocery carts and a bunch of houses that are soon to go extinct on my property? What's the point of that? What's the point of me paying for it? If you're going to put a ton of ads out, and I get it, you need to advertise, it should be free or at very least very, very cheap. We're talking in the 600 coin range and no higher for anything that has a shopping cart on it. more stuff to do. You know, it'd be nice to have more than just one game, which Egypt's kind of cool. But, you know, that's the only activity game that there really is. We had trivia. I don't know what happened to that. And we got the fashion show, which if you're into clothing, that's great. But there isn't a whole lot of action games, you know, like Egypt, Search and Find. You could do a lot of stuff like that. You could actually expand on Egypt and have another section, more levels. You know, there's a lot of stuff you could be doing to provide activities for Avakins rather than just stand around and basically, you know, do nothing. So those are some of the things I'd like to see, Smaug.
All right. Thank you, Smaug. And folks, I hope you enjoyed our little interview with Smaug, who has come out of Pixelland to be here in the real world with us at our new studio today. Folks, we're going to continue to keep track of Avakin. We're going to watch carefully. We're going to see if they're going to continue to spiral down this road of greed that they seem to be on, or are they going to wake up and actually listen to the people that are in there just trying to have fun, who don't necessarily want to spend money every single day? Stay tuned for more news about Avakin Life in the future, folks.
Wealth, fame, power. Old Roger, king of the pirates, attained this and everything else in World Hadam. And his final words go countless souls to the sea.
You want my treasure? You can have it, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in one place.
ありったけの夢をかき集め探し物を探しに行くのさ One Piece.
We are back with the weather report, folks, and you know, it finally did snow. Wow. The radar told us it wasn't going to snow. As you can see behind me, all the forecasts said it was not going to snow. But hey, lo and behold, we woke up New Year's Eve to a beautiful, beautiful white coating of snow. It must have snowed at least 2 or 3 inches. Of course, that's not going to stick around for long, folks. Tomorrow it's supposed to heat up again. It's going to be in the 50s again, or the low 40s, mid 40s, somewhere in there. Anyway, the snow's going to melt, but it was nice to see it. It was a little late. Didn't get here for Christmas, but hey, we'll take what we can get. It's weird. The last 5 years I've noticed a trend here, and I don't know if that's normal, but it's been a trend that each year there seems to be less and less snow. Less and less rain, for that matter. It's almost like a drought has been descending upon Ohio. Upper Ohio, anyway. I don't know. But it is what it is. We're hoping for more snow, folks, and we will continue to track. If we do see some more snow, of course, you will be the first ones to see the pictures right here. So, folks, we hope you enjoyed tonight's little newscast, and please let us know what you think of the new format in the comments. Also, look for some links. I've got a link to Mike's new channel will be down below in the description, as well as a link to the other channel in this family, the Otaku News, which we are working on a commercial for that as well. All right, folks, we'll see you next time.